Hi, Rue. Hi, Miranda. Good morning to you. It's a rainy afternoon here. Hi, Sam. Oh my gosh, hi. It has been a long time. It's good to see you. Hey, John. Chilly, sunny morning there, Miranda. Yeah, it's been kind of rainy. I could actually see my breath this morning when I went out, which was surprising. Shouldn't be that cold right now for us, but yeah, isn't this pretty? So this is a new thread kit, and it comes with these colors, and it looks like they're these stars kind of bouncing back and forth and leaving a trail of stardust. Hey, Gemma. Yeah, I just haven't, I don't know, I just haven't found the time. I've been busy. I'll be at the castle tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know who I'm working with. I need to look at the schedule. Don't remember. The fur baby is there. Good. That little guy. Remember, I sent you a message. This is several months ago, Gemma, and I said, I wish that Roscoe was half as cuddly as this cat in the video. He's turning into a cuddle bug. It's funny. He's figured out that he likes cuddles, and so now too, he comes to the door several times a day, meow meow meow, asking for cuddles, and then at night when I go and feed them and tuck them in and all of that, he follows me back to the house so that he can get special cuddles. Hey, Beans. Because I usually stay out in the barn for a while and cuddle with Mama, but really put both of them on. Let me just come back to the house with me and cuddles. We're talking about our white cat with blue eyes. So pretty. His name is Roscoe. And this is Sweetie Pie. How are things with you? Oh, Roscoe, you should totally give it a try. I know it looks super complicated, but it takes practice. This pattern is, I think it's number 5 in my learning series. This is the rose ground bookmark. It's good practice for rose ground.
Thanks for commenting. Just hanging out. Oh, the sound changed. Okay, hang on. Let me see. I don't know if how to pause exactly. Let's see what happens. I think I know what the problem is, but give me just a second.
I'm back. Let me know if it's better. I have headphones that they, even when they're in their case, sometimes they want to connect, and I'm sure that's what it was. Awesome. Let me know if it happens again.
Did any of you make this pattern yet? I did it again. Oh no. Okay, hang on just a second. I'm so sorry.
I told it to forget this device, so hopefully it won't happen again. Let me know if it does, and I'll restart the whole thing. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Beans. How many strands of thread on each bobbin? Bobbin. It's one strand of thread on each bobbin. And it's one strand of thread for every 2 bobbins. They actually show you. I have one here that's wound up for a different project I can show you. So it's one strand of thread on 2 bobbins. So we are always working with pairs. It's a good question. Yes, this thread is that Spanish linen that I get at the castle. Ooh, from the weaver. Are the outer threads bigger for the border? Nope. They just look a little thicker on camera. Well, maybe they are a little bit thicker, but they're not meant to be. Sometimes I think that the black and the white thread is a little bit thicker, but... Oh, Sam, that's so awesome. Thank you. I haven't made any earrings in a while. I have so many ideas in so little time. That's how I feel too about patterns. I have 2 patterns that I want to release, but they're not quite ready. I just have so many ideas. Oh, nice, Sam. What is everybody else up to today? Right, Sam? Things go, It's amazing how time flies. And it's funny too how when we were young, it always felt like things took forever, and now it feels like the older you get, the faster it goes. It feels like. Hey, Brixton. Well, it's good to take a little break. What is this? This is bobbin lace. I'm making a bobbin lace bookmark. There's a sample up there. Where am I? Here I am. What am I doing? I am moving the threads over and under each other in specific movements and patterns so that I can create this lace. Oh yeah, this is really pretty. I love let me grab a piece of, okay. So this is the rose ground, and this is, see how these all look like? They're like little roses, the shape that I'm making. But I also think that they look like stars. And so this is the pattern done with these color threads. And so it kind of, to me anyway, it looks like there's these stars, and this is the stardust trailing behind it. And then here's a full star, and then stardust and a full star. And I created a new thread kit with this. It's available in my shop. Tap dancing with your hands. Oh yeah, Sam. Oh, gosh, it's got to be really late for you. Sam's in Australia. Why doesn't the thread unravel from the bobbins? Because I'm using a lace maker's knot or a slip knot. Let me show you when I close this one. So let me take it off. So the bobbins are, I put this slip knot on, and when it's hanging like this, the weight of the bobbin and like just gravity keeps it on there, or the tension of the thread. And when I move it sideways, it releases the tension of that thread, so I can adjust the length of the thread. Does memory play a part in this? Yes, it's muscle memory at a certain point. This pattern it's a rose ground practice pattern. I have a whole video on how to do rose ground as well. And it's practice. A lot of bobbin lace is practice, and then it becomes muscle memory, which is why I can chit chat with you, is because I don't have to think too hard about what I'm doing. And yes, it's funny. This cover cloth, they're traditionally made out of leather. I don't know where all in the world they use them. I live in Galicia, Spain. And most of the people here that I know that make lace use them. But these days, most people use this. It's actually a piece of like fluorine laminate. And it is so that we can move our bobbins faster because they slide faster that way. What's the longest time I've ever spent on one piece? Months. Months and months. I have to make sure I have the right one. There we go. Where is this technique from? That's another good question. Bobbin lace exists in almost every single country in the entire world, and there isn't one place that it can be traced back to because it exists everywhere. There are lots of different kinds of lace traditions. Bobbin lace, the technique is pretty similar all over the world, and what you see that's different is the lace pillow is shaped differently. The patterns, there might be some really traditional patterns. The bobbins themselves also are bobbin, B-O-B-B-I-N. The bobbins themselves also, they're shaped differently. And the materials used, that might be different. But yeah, bobbin lace exists all over the place. Hey, Carol. They've even found bobbins in Egyptian tombs. So, do I ever have more than one piece I'm working on? Yes, I have 5 bobbin lace pillows. I have 2 that are this kind of pillow. This pillow is a Galician bolster pillow. And I have 2 cookie pillows, which they look like chocolate chip cookies, and I use them mostly on flat surfaces. This pillow right now, it's at an angle about like this in front of me. And the cookie pillows I use mostly on a flat surface. And I have an infinity pillow, a roller pillow that goes like this. So those are really good for when you're making like meters and meters and meters of lace. You can just keep going because you can just keep rolling the pillow and go and go and go. Do you know any other place to get bobbins? Resto. Well, Resto, if you want my Galician bobbins, but you don't need 50, to send me a message on Etsy. And we can work something out. Oops, hang on, where am I? I don't need that one. I need this one. Okay. The shortest or smallest piece. I make little tiny pieces for jewelry. Let me grab something for you. So, for example, I'll make little tiny pieces like this. But I have even smaller pieces. Let me show you something even smaller. This is a pair of earrings too. These are all so small. Little tiny pieces of lace. I have a couple pairs of earrings that are for sale. You can check them out in my shop if you're curious. Why are the bobbins different sizes? These bobbins are all the same size. But bobbins exist in other sizes, and it's just tradition where they're made. Yeah. Some bobbins are thinner and lighter, and they're used for really delicate lace work. Ooh, Carol, I love that. I would love to see some. Yep, some have bigger tops, some have like covering things that slide over the thread to keep it on. Oh, it's so good to see you, Sam. Thank you for chit-chatting. I hope you're doing well. Hardest piece I've ever done. Well, maybe the most complicated. Let me show you. This one's maybe the most complicated. This is a pattern of mine that's available too. And I've got a video here on how to make it. But this one is quite complicated because it's not so straightforward like this, you know. It's lots of different techniques in here and lots of sewings in, which it just kind of slows down the work. How did I learn? I learned by taking classes here where I live. I live in Galicia, Spain. And yeah, that's how I started. Here, the area that I live in is famous for bobbin lace. And it's a big part of the culture and tradition of this area of Spain, Galicia. And most of the cities offer classes. So I attended class for 2 years. And I'm in a lace guild. I belong to a lace guild, and I might go back to class one day when I feel like I have more time. There's always more to learn. So yeah, that's how I started, and then I got books and I learned more, and yeah, I just keep learning because literally. Hacer bolillos. I also, yeah, I'm really into, well, art, but fiber arts and creating things by hand, and I've been doing embroidery at night now for a while, and I just love it. It's like anything, I have to keep my hands busy. It's hard for me to just relax. I'm sure there's a lot of you on right now that are like that, where you, even if you're watching a movie or something, you know, you need to be crocheting or knitting, or and that's kind of how I am. I just want to be making things all the time because there's just not enough time in the day to do everything. So I like to stay busy like that. I have been challenging myself when I am in the car and I'm on my way to the post office or to the gym or whatever, just not listening to anything, not even the radio, just kind of being with myself and my own thoughts. And I think that's so useful, and I think we're all so used to having that instant entertainment constantly or needing to take in information constantly. But there needs to be times when we just sit with our own thoughts too. And I think that's part of where creativity thrives, is like that you need to be bored kind of thing, so that I don't know, does that make sense? Someone else help articulate what I'm trying to say. Oh, Laura. I feel like it is making a comeback. I feel like a lot of the slow crafts there's a resurgence in interest, which makes me so happy. It's so good to make things with your hands. Debbie, right? Yeah, I don't want to discourage someone from getting the 50, because you're gonna want a lot. I have hundreds and hundreds. I have hundreds of bobbins. Which is too many. I have too many, but sometimes you have projects where, you know, you might need 120 bobbins, so. Yeah, that's it, James. My favorite style bobbin, I prefer these, and that's probably just because that's how I started, was with the Galician bobbins. I really like the weight of them. They help to naturally tension your thread as you go. And with our Galician lace, we tend to work on a bolster pillow at an angle. And so just the weight of them helps you tension the thread correctly. And that's one of the, it's weird, but it's one of the things at the beginning that's hard. It's hard to get down, is the tensioning of your thread. I've been making lace for, I want to say 3 years. I think that's right. And I make a lot of lace because I'm got kind of obsessed with it, and I just love it. And so I make patterns and tutorials, and I volunteer at the castle down the road from where we live with my Lace Guild members, and we demonstrate lace. I do make my own patterns. I use other patterns too. I use, you know, other designers' patterns, but like this is number 5, I believe, in my learning series. Arrow, yes. And so there's a video tutorial of this pattern, but I wanted to go live and show this color scheme. Because this is so pretty. This is the rose ground. So this is the same pattern, just done in different colors. I need a piece of white paper so you can see better. But yeah, it's pretty. This one is 36 bobbins, I believe. Muy dankjewel, Carol. Is anybody else making lace today? Yeah, Heidi. Yeah, long Heidi. Do you have to use different size pins depending on the project? Not exactly. Kind of. Ooh, nice beans. So let me show you. When I'm working on a flat surface, a lot of times I'm using pins that are a lot shorter. Let me show you the difference here. Oop, that one fell. So these pins are this long. When I'm working on a flat surface, a lot of times I'm using pins that are a lot shorter, and it's because when I'm working on a flat surface, I tend to push the pins all the way in, and I don't take them out until the very end. Oh, Rebecca, that's so cool though. Hi, Max. Oh, sorry, you don't have to give me any personal information. I was just thinking, where are they doing a lace thing? That's so cool. But you don't have to say. Debbie, yay, awesome. Oh my gosh, Rebecca, that's so cool. Is it at a museum? That's so neat. I love that. Put this here so that it's kind of here and you can sort of see it. Oh, I love that. What other things are they doing for demos, do you know? Carol, it's in my shop, the dragon bookmark pattern. Just pay attention though, in my shop there's a course for the dragon and there's the pattern itself. And they're sold separately because the site wouldn't let me put them together. Carol, that's why I created that one. Weaving baskets, making tops, weaving metalworking. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah, Carol, I was reading Fourth Wing and then I thought, oh, I need a dragon pattern. And I created that one. Oh, no kidding. New Lace Museum in South Carolina. How cool. Thank you everyone for liking the live stream. Helps people find me. need to decide what I'm going to make tomorrow. I'll be at the castle making lace. I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet. To pick out a pattern. So a lot of times I'll work on big projects at the castle, but I don't really have a big project that I'm working on right now. Ooh. Anna, you could do this though. And this pattern is number 5 in my skill builder series. I would say they're all in my shop. If you go look, they're all numbered. I would say you could work your way up after a couple of the patterns. You wouldn't have to do all 4 in the series to get there, but it takes a little bit of practice and yeah. Talk more about the history. I can tell you a few things. So where I live, it was a big part of the economy here in Galicia, Spain, and the Galician lace is famous all over the world. And I learned last year that that most of the lace that was on the Titanic came from here, from our area. But a lot of the lace was shipped to other parts of the world. Cuba is a country that has a lot of Galician lace. They would order it. They had like lookbooks, you know, and they would have sample pieces of lace, and people could order by the meter how much lace they needed for whatever, for curtains or for dresses or just whatever they would like to have lace for, and then it would be shipped across the ocean. So people would decorate their clothing, but also their homes with lace that was purchased here. And also because lace is such a time-consuming task, and handmade lace was really only worn by aristocracy for a long time too. Ah, interesting. Yeah. And lace was used as currency. Like you could pay for things with lace just because it's so what's the word I'm looking for? It had so much worth. It had so much value. Hey, how are you? That's awesome. Thank you for saying hi. Caroline, I'm probably not saying that right. It's spelled differently. Oh, hang on. Am I got it right? No, I do. Bye, Anna. Thanks Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. So I was saying earlier, one of the things that's tricky at first is the tensioning of your threads. And you can tell sometimes when I'm tensioning, but if you didn't know, you might not know. So even when I'm just holding my bobbins, I'm actually lightly tensioning them. And it helps make sure that all the threads are pulled down in the exact place that I want them to be. Sometimes it's obvious because I'm like really tugging on them. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. But even when I'm just holding them like this, I'm also tensioning them. And when you see me do this, this is a tension. When I go like this, I'm actually tensioning. This little, it's very subtle movements, and it takes practice. It's a feel for what the tension should be. And so it just takes practice and making lots of lace. Okay. Oh, you should totally try it. I have a playlist for beginners. That's where to start, really. That's really where I show you. So let's start over at a different row. So I'm making a rose ground. Each of these little squares is called a rose. And it's really basically just two movements that you're making in a variety of ways to create lace. So when you move a bobbin from left to right, it's called a cross. And when you move bobbins from right to left, it's called a twist. So you mostly are crossing and twisting, just in different ways. So this is a twist. This is a twist. This is where I'm looking. And then I cross, twist, cross, and then twist, twist. And I do the same thing on the other side to enter the other side of the rose. Resdel, yes, but you can use things. So I have a video here. It's a short. If you kind of scroll through, you'll see I have a video that explains how my pillow is made. Mine is handmade. It's made out of straw. It's stuffed with straw. It's the traditional way that they're made here. But I have one of my moderators, when she first started, she used a pool noodle. And I thought that was so clever because that's like the perfect like firmness if you want to use like a foam surface. It's perfect. I know someone else who used a roll of kitchen paper towels just to give it a try. And I thought that was smart too, because if you don't know that you're gonna love it, you know, you don't need to invest a whole bunch of money. And you don't have to have bobbins right away either. You can use pencils, clothespins, anything that is this kind of shape, dowels cut into lengths. And then if you think, oh, I really like this, you know, then invest in bobbins, because bobbins can get expensive, you know. Oh, there you go, Rebecca. Good suggestions here. There you go. Yep, and you can use washi tape to hold your thread on to your makeshift bobbins. Yeah. Yes, that's perfect, Pastel. Yeah, crochet cotton is great. It's usually like about this thickness. That thinner crochet cotton. It's perfect. I recommend not using too thin of thread when you get started. Oh, thank you, Tammy. I live in Galicia, Spain. Hey, California. Oh, I was saying, yeah, you don't want to use too thin of thread because you can't, well, it's easier to see what you're doing if the thread isn't too thin. The thinner the thread, the harder it is to work with. That's kind of a general rule. And metallic thread also is just notoriously tricky to work with. So it's something to like look forward to work with later on. Oh, I forgot to do, I need to close this rose. There we go. I was thinking maybe when I'm at the castle tomorrow, maybe I'll be working on a cathedral window spider bookmark. The Millie Arachne. And like the stained glass window style. It's so pretty. Hey, Nana. Oh, Buck's Point. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad you found us today, Tammy. Rebecca, I snapped a thread recently too. I mean, it just happens. Even with this thicker thread, it happens. We also have our International Lace Festival is coming up. It's the week before Easter during Semana Santa. And that is... Oh, yay! Thank you! Thank you, Carol. If you want to look that up, it's called the Mostra do Encaixe. Mostra, M-O-S-T-R-A, do, D-O, Encaixe. E-N-C-A-I-X-E. And it's a week of lacers, bobbin lacers from all over the world. Thank you, Lada. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. That's good. I look forward to the stalls because there's all sorts of lace supplies to buy. And I look forward to seeing everybody making lace and new friends I made last year from different parts of the world. And I really love the fashion shows. That's one of my favorite things about the Mostra. The fashion shows and the runways, and it's really cool. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate that. Someone just said it's 60. Thank you. Well, it's definitely a practice in patience. It definitely helps to have patience, but patience I feel like is something you can work on as well. And we probably all need a little bit of help. Ooh, enjoy that, Beans. Mostra do encaixe. Thank you, Helder. Thank you for putting it in the chat. Maybe when I'm done, I'll put a link in the video description. One at a time, Michelle. I'm not quite so advanced to be doing it on both. Bobbin lace? Sorry, I don't understand what the question is. Someone had a question, but I don't really understand. How do you do it? Practice. I have a whole video explaining this pattern. Hey, Kentucky. This is the rose ground pattern. And it's number 5 in the Skill Builder series that I have. And it's a really good practice for rose ground. Rose ground takes practice, so I'll show you. So this is the rose ground. This is the same pattern. It's done in a different color scheme. Oh, thank you, Nana. And these are both thread kits that are available now. And the pattern. And there's a free tutorial. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate you. What age did I start? I started only 3 years ago. So almost everybody I know here that makes lace started when they were 4 or 5 years old. All of the ladies in my lace guild, they all started when they were 4 or 5. They all started learning from their mothers and grandmothers. I have a friend here who he didn't start till I think he was 27. I think that's right. And now he's a lace designer as well, and he's known internationally for his designs, and he has his work in fashion shows and stuff like that. So you don't have to start from birth to get good at it. It just takes practice. And it helps if you like it. I think that's the other thing too. There's a member of my lace guild who, she doesn't particularly like making lace, but she likes being in the guild, and she likes, you know, showing what she knows and something to do and get out of the house. She likes other things better. She likes embroidery better, and then there's the lady who I have featured here in some of my shorts. She's amazing. She's probably the most amazing lace maker I know. And last time we worked together, she said, "Oh, I just love making lace. I could just make lace all day." And that's how I feel too. I wish I could just make lace all day, but you know, responsibilities and all that. My favorite thread to use, it kind of depends on the project. What I use a lot of is this Spanish linen. I get this linen at the castle from, there are 2 weavers at the castle, and I get a lot of my linen from them. The one who I do commission work for, she grows fields of flax every year, and her linen thread all comes from what's produced by her own fields. When you mess up, how hard is it to undo? It's not hard at all. Did you see that, like that little jumble there that I had? And how quickly I got it all sorted? It's the same. If I had a mistake, I could just undo my work, just work backwards. That's a good question. I get that question a lot. Like, oh no, what happens if you mess up? If you mess up, you just go back. It doesn't take as long as you might, you know, think. But so for example, though, if I made a mistake way up here and I only noticed it right here, then that's a happy accident, because I'm not going to undo all of that. Yeah, so that's why I have like thread kits available. So this, it's the linen from the castle. I wish she would sell online, but she doesn't. Oh, yeah. Well, it depends, Carol. It might not be as much as you think. So, let's see. At the moment, my thread kits, the shipping, international shipping, I think is €7.40. So it's actually not, it's not crazy. Other things are. Other things are expensive because they're like, bobbins are heavy, you know? So, but like little things like the thread kits, they're not heavy, so it's not anything crazy. thank you, Michelle. I don't have a separate account for it, but I do have a playlist. It's called No Talking Tuesdays. And are you part of, like, are you an ASMR fan, or I do have a question. Oops, hang on. Did I close this? I need to close that rose. I forgot. There we go. Okay. Well, my question is, I have No Talking Tuesdays. I have a playlist here that you can go and take a look at. Some of my videos, there's no talking for like the first 20 minutes, and then it's like this. I'm just wondering if I should move those videos over to my other playlist, my WIP chat, work in progress chat, because there is talking in them. What do you think? Thank you. It's actually a piece of fluorine laminate. The traditional ones are made out of leather, but most of us use fluorine laminate these days. It helps our bobbins slide faster so we can work faster. Like, I was thinking, should I keep them separate, like no talking at all versus potentially some talking? I don't know. Because some people, like for me, I always listen to something when I fall asleep. Okay. Thank you. I listen to just random podcasts, and when I listen to things like, do any of you listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast? I love that podcast. And I have to remind myself, because you're learning something, and I have to tell myself as I fall asleep, it's okay, I can listen to it again. Okay, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. And so, yeah, then I'll end up listening to the same podcast and catching more bits of it, or another time. Hey, South Dakota. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate you joining me and chit-chatting for a while. Have a great rest of your day. Vanessa, I do. Head to the main page of my channel. I have a playlist for beginners. Thank you, TB, for letting me know. need to close this rose. Vanessa, it doesn't have to be. If you think that you just want to give it a try and not necessarily spend money, you can do it inexpensively. You can, instead of purchasing bobbins, which bobbins and the pillow are probably the most expensive things as you get started, but you can use pencils or clothespins or just, you know, other things instead of bobbins. And instead of a pillow, you could use, you want a firm foam surface to work on, like a pool noodle. Like that's... yeah, Debbie started with pencils. And then when you fall in love with it, then that's the time to start building up a stash of supplies. Oh, that's good to know too, Michelle. Yeah, I think this is what I like too, the unintentional, because I'm not trying. Vanessa, so what you want to work with something that's not too thin. As a beginner, sewing thread is going to be too thin only because it's harder to see where your threads are going, and part of what you're learning at the beginning is where your threads are moving in your pattern. It's easier to see if you're using something that's a little bit thicker. So I like to tell people to use like thin crochet, the crochet cotton. Usually that's like the perfect size, or even embroidery floss. The 3 strands out of the 6 of embroidery floss also is great. And at the beginning too, when you use lots of different colors, then that also helps you learn where your threads are going in your pattern, and it's fun. It's fun to see to actually follow your threads through your pattern. There is specific thread that is bobbin lace thread, but you don't have to use that. This is specifically bobbin lace thread, and it comes in different weights. Do I have a... I thought I had it over here, but I don't see it right now. Oh, here we go. So this is not a sponsor. Anchor is a brand that it's lace thread. It's made for lacing. This is quite thin. Like, this isn't something you want to start with really. And when it's all one color, it's harder to see where your threads are going, and it is just hard. What I'm using right now is the Spanish linen that the weaver at the castle uses. Oh, thank you, Ashley. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the comment. And thank you everyone who's liking too, 'cause it's a big help. Helps people find me. Oh, I forgot to close this rose too. It's always on this side where I forget to close the rose. There we go. I don't know what the size is. It's similar to crochet cotton. Yeah, I get it from the weaver at the castle. She sells it by weight. Do I have anything that's close through my head? It used to be 2/3. So you're working with 4 bobbins, 2 pairs usually at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're numbered like that. So even if I move something around, it's still 1, 2, 3, 4 because they're placeholders. So it doesn't matter where they are. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2/3, 2 and 4 back over 1 and 3, 2/3. Then I pin, and then I close the pin. 2/3, 2 and 4 over 1 and 3, 2/3. Twist, twist, and it just keeps repeating like that. Let me see. I can hold it up to something else. This is 40. And here are my threads. That black is a little bit thicker. You see the difference? I don't know if that helps or not, but I don't know. I don't know what the thickness is or the weight of it. Yeah, it's linen. I really like I like working with this linen. One of the reasons is because it's grippy, and so when you're working, hang on, I don't want to do that. That's what I want. It's easier to work with than some other threads that are like slippery. You'll notice that some threads feel slippery. Morky, I sell patterns, but I don't tell people a size to use. In most of my patterns, I give examples of what it looks like in different sizes of thread. So I'll have a picture of one made with linen, and I'll have a picture of one made with like sewing machine thread, so you can see the difference. But I feel like it's so personal, unless you're trying to, make an exact copy of something historic, I just feel like it's personal, what people like. what people have access to. Yeah. Thank you, Anne. This is my favorite part because I can just go fast. And I don't have to pause to put pins in. I can just keep going. And then it's just fun. You just get in the flow of it. Medical lace making seminar. Do you mean like heart stents? I was just thinking about that the other day. Oh, medieval. Medical. There are these women who weave. Someone tell me in the comments if you know about this. I'm trying to remember what country it is. It's in South America. And these women weave by hand these little, they're like heart valves or something. And they're, yeah, I think they're for infants. I need to look it up. If I can remember, I'll put a link if I can find some information about it in the description of the video. Not just for infants. Oh, Melissa, do you know about it? Can you tell us anything? I remember seeing a video about it just years ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, but it's a medical company, and someone realized that these ladies were so specialized in weaving. And so they've been hired to weave these heart. What is it, Melissa? Heart something. Are they valves or something like that? Right, yeah. They need a human to make them. Yes, yeah. They're so skilled. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have a couple things I need to put in the description below. I'll put a link to the Mostrado en Caixa for people that are interested in seeing what the International Lace Festival here in our area looks like, and I'll try to find an article that I can link to. Whoops, about the Bolivian weavers. So interesting. Thank you so much for joining me. Oop. Oop, our breaker just popped. Oop, we're in the dark. We're having we have a wind storm. I'm going to finish this with some natural lighting, I guess. Okay. Thank you, Caroline. And I appreciate everybody joining me. Thank you for all the comments and questions. The tutorial for this pattern is available. It's the rose ground. And if you're interested in this thread kit, you can check that out too. And these are my extras. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Ashley. Absolutely. Hey, yeah, now you know. This is how I finish this bookmark. Yeah, what else was I going to say? Thanks for joining me. I appreciate all the comments and likes and just everyone hanging out. I hope that you have the chance to do something creative today. Maybe even make some lace. But the other thing too is also make sure to unplug and sit in your own thoughts sometimes too. That's my challenge right now, is I don't need to be entertained 100% of the time. I don't need to scroll all the time. I don't need to listen to an audiobook or a podcast all the time. Sometimes I just need to think my own thoughts, and that's where creativity can thrive. So I appreciate all of you, and I'll have more soon, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.